here to talk about another vlog. Hey, na 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 na. Hey, na 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 na. Hey, na 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 na. Hey, 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 hey. Let me see. Hey, Jesus. I'm not sure what was that, but still recording in Portugal. Almost in the last week before getting back to work, and I'm really feeling in my bones the stress and anxiety that my work environment creates on me. And I wish I didn't have to pay bills. I wish we would live in a society that is free of stuff and we can just do whatever we want. There is upcoming news. I don't know when this will come out, but maybe it comes out when I'm already organizing the stuff. Before going deep on the places that I want to talk about, a section of my house in Portugal, talking to a camera. That's it. That's my reality. I don't have the feedback while I'm talking. I'm just thinking about stuff, directing to the camera, which for you gives you a direct point that I'm kinda talking to you, which is nice. It gives you a sense of purpose, a sense that you belong to something, that you are part of something bigger. But it lacks, for me, it lacks this human connection in a more deep level, that is the live performance. Because the live performance, you're performing, yes, you are putting an act, yes, but then all of it that comes after, it's nice. It's nice to have a chat with you guys. It's nice to share stories, because sometimes, and I have many cases which I never share before, but because it's stuff that you're talking that it's sometimes is not that funny, or is just like some conversation that just doesn't have any impact on bringing to this type of context. But it's just like you have conversations with people that is just like, just go there after a performance, they thank you for being there for the show, or sometimes a joke triggers some memory and they feel the need to share with you. And that kind of brings like, for much that when you're structuring a joke, a setup, a routine for comedy, you're not thinking about what will trigger on people, you're thinking this is funny, this is what will make them laugh. That's the only purpose in my mind. But having those triggering moments for something, for like a nostalgic moment that they feel the need to share with you, it's something that connects humans in a deeper level. And I lack that. I lack the performative aspect that is different from this, like I said, and the aspect of just ending the performance, heading to near the back of the place that you're performing and talking to the people that came to see the shows. Just hang out. Just having this community for 30 minutes, 40 minutes in which you're receiving compliments. Sure, it's nice, it's good, it feels you good, that's why you do it. For much that you want to make people feel good about themselves and have a laugh and distract themselves from what reality is, you're also looking for the other exchange, that is people appreciating what you do. That's what, like, and per times if you listen to comedians talking about stuff, like, comedians' egos is very fragile. And the idea that comedians just do that to entertain people, sometimes it's right, for sure, but the ego is also there in a way that is just like, most of them do it for a selfish way of feeling validated. And this exchange of validation, these conversations, this community gathering, let's put that way, in search of something that you're interested, because it's worse when you're in a community that you feel that you don't belong because you're not interested in whatever people are interested. But when you belong to a community, to a gathering in which people are there for the same taste as you, for the same things you like, it hits different. That's what I mean. So the places I'm talking about, or I want to talk about, is Bom Jesus and Sameiro, which are places that are close by each other. Places that have an importance on religion in Portugal. And the truth being, as a kid, and if you follow this platform, if you listen to previous segments, I've mentioned that the main type of attractions that my parents ever bothered to travel for was either malls or religious sites or football. It's the three biggest things in Portugal, and for my parents it doesn't differ. And occasionally beach on the summer. And I remember going to these places. I was young, I probably was 16, if I was not mistaken. It was that thing of not appreciating, truly, because you're not interested. And I don't blame my past self for not being interested. The way that education works, and let's change a little bit the topic, but within this topic, like, the way that education works in Portugal, and probably in other countries, like, you lose interest for researching history, for researching stuff, because everything is made so boring that when you go to these places, to that place, to whatever it is, when you're a teenager, you're just bored. You're just like, why am I traveling to this place when I could just be playing games all day on my console, in my PlayStation, in my I don't know, the type of video games that you would use. Can you blame yourself, your past self, for that? Can you blame your past self for not understanding that later on you will recognize the efforts that your parents made to trying to take you out of the house and trying to take you to nice places that at certain point they wanted to travel and visit, and they gather all aspects and trying to make into one? Yeah, later on you recognize. Later on, and this is the case of looking to archives and now being a content creator, being on public display, feeling like, I wish I appreciated more. Because nowadays, I wish I would travel as frequent, apart from stand-up, to different places, to know different places. I still do, sure. But it feels that this is like, if I'm gonna travel just for the pleasure of traveling, which was always my parents' thing, I'm gonna lack on this and that, and it just lacks motivation for myself to do that. Because I've been thinking of traveling this, that, doing this, that, and it's just like, yeah, but if I do this, it's less for stand-up. What do I prefer? Do I prefer trying to go into a field that I'm trying to be professional at it, or visit a place that might not bring loads to it, to you, to what is your life, to what is your experience, to your stories? And there's always this two sides of a balance, the traveling, knowing places, knowing cultures, or stand-up. And you're still traveling, sure, but the time between stand-up, unless you take one day after the performance to just research around, like I did recently in London, in which the performance was the night before, and because I was still in London the day after, I woke up earlier. In this case, I didn't even sleep because the Airbnb was not the best, and I mentioned that on the vlog. But I just went at 5 a.m. to walk around and research and just investigate the stuff, what there is around, and I ended up finding interesting stuff around. That's what people don't understand about the life of a stand-up comedian per times, because they just see the beautiful things, this and that. If you want to travel, while you're doing stand-up, you also need to abdicate or leave behind sleep, for example. Because it's that thing of you performing at night, and if you wanna travel a little bit in the morning, know about the place you went to perform, you need to wake up earlier, you need to go for a walk or something. So you're leaving behind the comfort of sleeping, of taking rest after a long day the day before, of traveling and performing. And the day after, while you could just rest a little bit and wake up at 10 or 11 and just take the train home, you are still taking all those 4 hours to research around. 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever it is. So people don't understand that. And looking back now to like these views, to this, and the photos will be here, like you appreciate that. You appreciate more the value that your parents, people that just travel, people that is just like, oh, okay, you had just this. You lived for this. Like you worked for this. That's nice. You just learn how to appreciate life, how to appreciate different things when you grow up. When life might hit you hard, then you're like, hey, yeah, I should enjoy. I should be enjoying life and not feeling that this is like a torture to myself. So yeah, was interesting when I looked back at archives trying to find here and there stuff that I never talked about that I visit while I was living in Portugal during those 20 years that I live in Portugal. Another video, another vlog in which I show you another place that you might, in this case 2 different places that you might add to your wish list for traveling. And yeah, that's it. Take care of yourself. Take care.